I don't know what Potter saw week in and week out to play him every game. Every game. Tuchel did the same thing. Tuchel's had big favourites. Mount and Havertz were his favourites. And like I'm hoping on my life Lampard ain't the same. Because Lampard benched him in some opportunities. It was his first season, so I don't judge Havertz too much on that. But he didn't play him week in and week out. I am hoping on my life, if Lampard do not play this brother week in and week out, he doesn't offer us anything. He is a 9 that cannot finish. He is a 10 that can't create. He's a winger that can't beat his man or cross a ball. He's an 8 with no defensive awareness, no core strength, loses majority of aerial duels, he loses majority of headers, and loses the majority of ground duels. What are you keeping him for? What does he offer in the team except dispossessions, fouls, and offsides? Because the only thing he's top of the league for is offsides.
Yeah, but I think that I don't know. I think it's a thing where it's like the club just when are the club going to admit that they got it wrong with him? Maybe they're just trying to save face because he's probably on dough and he costs dough. So
but they
it's
don't
a thing
need to. It's a new ownership that didn't buy him. It's a new manager who didn't ask for him. Lampard didn't even ask for him. It was a board signing, just like Lukaku was. It's a new coaching system. Weren't there when the team first joined. It's a new Chelsea. Why are we persisting? It's half the reason why Mount's leaving, because the old regime offered him wages that the new regime do not want to offer him, and he hasn't justified it with his performance on the pitch. Same energy. Why are we trying to persist with Havertz as the face? Oh, wait, I know why. He scored in Porto. You know, I was sitting next to a fan yesterday. Every dispossession, every misplaced pass, every offside, every missed shot, when the crowd was groaning, do you know what he was shouting? Shut up! Back the team! He won us the Champions League! What?
Yeah, bro.
Are we in 2021?
Top man, bruv.
Are we in fucking 2021, bruv? It weren't even a good goal.
Back the team,
Any of us are scoring that.
No, facts. But man, them have to back the team, though. You know, like that. That's what these men are on, bruv. The top blues.
Back the team, fine, but you don't have to back an individual who is holding them back. You don't. Like, I will back Badiashile or Fafana or Kante or James or actual good players. Players who perform for my team on a consistent basis. I am Chelsea FC before I am any of these players. If you are holding my club back, I am not backing you. And this guy's holding my football team back. He's been holding my football team back. Until he goes, nothing is improving. That guy will not be in a team that wins a league title. Because he's not even a luxury player. If you're talking to me about a team that wins the league and you're asking me Havertz's best position, it's the bench. Or even further back than that, you can have him in the reserves.
At home, you know, like that. Because, fam, if he's on the bench, there's danger of man getting into the game, cuz.
I don't mind Havertz off the bench. He's actually not that bad off the bench. For some reason, he comes on, he's got a little bit of energy. He seems a little bit better. He's not bad off the bench. But I never get to see that enough because he gets a full 90 every game. Game in, game out. 90 minutes. And then one time they'll bench him. And then they'll bring him off. And he actually looks a bit decent.
If you get Nagelsmann, Havertz is staying, blood. You know, like that. He's staying. That's the only thing, bro. And what about Mason Mount? What, Lampard's going to be playing him every week now. So what, do you think he's going to get the new deal?
I don't even know, though, because part of me thinks the board is what's been benching Mount and not Potter. Because Potter played him week in and week out. I feel like the board is saying to him, he don't want to re-sign, don't play him. Because it doesn't really make sense to me that a guy who was playing week in and week out under Potter has suddenly been dropped.
But was he not? Energy, he wasn't playing well, though.
Kai Havertz continues to play. That's where it doesn't make sense. So now I'm thinking the board have stepped in. They said he doesn't want to sign for us. He doesn't want to be part of our plans. You can kick him out now already. I don't want to see him.
But surely Lampard's not gonna come in and have restrictions of who he can play and who he can't play, bruv. You man are in a relegation battle, fam.
Maybe. We've done it already from the looks of it. So why would it change? If that wasn't going to, if it was going to change, Mount would have at least come off the bench yesterday. Didn't even come off the bench. Mount hasn't come off the bench since Tottenham away, and that was nearly a month ago. Yeah, that was about a month ago, to be fair. I think he's just done. Like, the board, they're not talking to him till the summer. Until then, he's not going to be on the pitch. Like, if we wanted to use Mount, Mount would have the Gallagher role of coming on in the second half and killing games off. He'd have that role. But the contract issue is why Gallagher has that role instead.
You know, that's a fair enough assessment. I hear that, but I don't think Todd's involved like that to be telling man not to play players. Surely not, bro. You don't know nothing about ball.
I think so. Because the same thing's happening with Oba. It doesn't make sense that Oba, he's not even on the bench no more. He's being just out the squad. He still turns up to training. No one nowhere has said Oba's been an issue behind the scenes, because it would be so easy to say that and everybody would believe it, because we know what Oba's history's been like. He's had the same energy with the board. The board has said he's not part of our plans. We're trying to get rid of him. Don't play him. That's why Oba's doing Fortnite streams during games, or he's going to El Clasico.
Yeah, that's a mad thing, you know. That's a mad thing.
I'm not even fussed. Go play Fortnite. We're not taking you serious. We're disrespecting you every week. We're playing fucking Kai Havertz as a number 9 every week over you. Do your thing. If you want to go play Fortnite, go play Fortnite. Do it. I've got no issue with Aubameyang. I don't think he's been disrespectful or nothing. I think he's just been the victim of a lack of creativity. Because whenever we played him with Mount and Havertz. And then we were like, why isn't Aubameyang scoring goals? He's washed. No, maybe the creators behind him, maybe they're washed. Maybe that's what the problem is. Because I haven't seen Oba have a minute with João Felix, have a minute with Enzo, have a minute with Mudryk, or anything like that. We've just given him Mount and Kai and then wondered why it doesn't work. Hideous twins, holding a striker back, as usual.
That's a fair enough assessment, to be fair, bro. That is a fair enough assessment. I can't even lie. But I think Oba's
been the scapegoat.
I think he's washed, but you're right. He has been the scapegoat, but he's one of them attackers that he completely relies on service, innit? Like, he's not, he's just a finisher. And it's one of them ones where you're not creating. So, no, you're spot on.
But that to me is like why I didn't have too much energy for Oba. He had one game against Salzburg where he missed 3 chances, and I cooked him for that one. Other than that, we don't really service him. I get everything else, like he isn't the same player he was at Arsenal. He can't really do the off-the-ball work. You have to just service him. Yeah. But we don't do that, and that is the bigger issue than finishing, because we're not making the chances to finish when he's on the pitch.
Yeah,
like I used the Arsenal game, for example.
You're right.